All right, we are going to continue on with our reciprocal functions and transformations, and now we're going to focus on graphing our transformed functions. So let's start by remembering what our parent function was. Our parent function is 1 over x. So let's take a look at problem number 4 here. And my first step is I want to identify my transformations. And so the only thing that's different about this function is this -2 on the outside. And because it's on the outside, that means it's a vertical shift. And because it's negative, that means we're going to go down 2 units. So my graph is going to look exactly the same. It's just going to be shifted down 2 units. And so let's remember what our parent function looked like. I'm going to graph it here in this gray. This is our parent function. This is what it looked like on the graph, our parent function. So if I'm going to shift down 2 units, I'm going to start with this top curve, and I'm just going to go down 2 more units. And same thing with my bottom curve. I'm going to go down 2 units. And so the blue graph is our transformed function. All right, so let's talk about some domain and range. Now remember, domain is our x values and range is our y values. So looking at our x values, we still have x everywhere except at 0. So x cannot be 0, but it can be anything else. Then looking at our y values, the y's were shifted down. And so y has this cutoff here at -2. And so y can be anything except for -2. Now, our vertical and horizontal asymptotes. Remember, our vertical asymptote was when x is equal to h, and our horizontal asymptote is when y is equal to k. Now, because I don't have anything in the bottom of my reciprocal function, I don't have a k. So that means k is 0. So my vertical asymptote is going to be at x equals 0. Then remember, k is that number on the outside, and k here is -2. So my horizontal asymptote is y equals -2. And that wraps up number 4. So let's move on to number 5. Again, I want to identify my transformation. Here I have +3 in the bottom of my reciprocal function, and that indicates a horizontal shift. And because it's positive, that means we're going to the left 3 units. So again, I'm going to plot our parent function on here just for reference. So here's my parent function. Now, it's going to look exactly the same. I'm just going to shift to the left 3 units. So again, 1, 2, 3, shifting 3 units to the left. And with the bottom one as well, I'm going to shift 3 units to the left. All right, so here is our transformed function in red. Take a look at our domain and range, our x and y values again. Our domain, do you see how it shifted to the left? So our domain is now restricted at x equals -3. So x cannot be -3 because we've shifted and our x values are now shifted. Our y values, however, did not change. So our y values are going to be as that for the parent function where they just can't be 0. Now again, vertical asymptote, x equals h. Here, so remember, when we talked about the formula for our function, it's x minus h plus k. Now if I have a +3 here, that means that h had to be negative because x minus a negative becomes positive. So h here is -3. So our vertical asymptote is going to be at x equals -3. And again, our horizontal asymptote is when y is equal to k, but I don't have a k out here. So our horizontal asymptote is at y equals 0.